cases,
Right.
and we were investigating some major corporate embezzlements and some kind of just frauds and swindles, inventory shrinkage, things like that. I mean, they weren't amazing cases.
Getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money. And I know
You think Floyd's fighting because he needs the money?
Doesn't need the money, yeah.
Really? Why? You think he blew through all of his money? Get the fuck.
Well, he blew through a lot of it, but what I'm sharing for you, it wasn't what you thought it was.
He blew through it and wasn't making as much as he
they're
says.
claiming he was doing $100 million a fight, and I'm claiming for you, he in his whole career has made about $100 million. There's a very
Wow. He made 8.8 in one night.
An anonymous FBI agent has reportedly leaked footage of Floyd Mayweather following his recent arrest, alleging that the boxing legend is indeed guilty of the accusations brought against him. The agent also claimed that Mayweather's much-hyped $400 million mansion doesn't actually exist, calling it a complete fabrication. Mayweather was taken into custody early Thursday morning for a serious investigation, following a wave of lawsuits filed by multiple organizations.
catch it, but it was this incredible moment where I saw Floyd, because I hear Floyd at $100 million. Like, man, let me tell you for sure. He fought Sean Mitchell for $4 million. I was there when he got the paycheck. These numbers you're hearing just aren't true. They're just not true.
Wow.
Wait, you don't think that Floyd got the 100?
No, it's simply not true. No, they
Don't you
even
think it was
had,
Unsurprisingly, the majority of the lawsuits against Floyd Mayweather revolve around financial crimes, possession of illegal documents, scams, fraudulent business dealings, and multiple domestic violence allegations. While some of these cases have been lingering for years, the most recent wave has focused heavily on financial misconduct. Reports suggest the former world champion is facing bankruptcy due to overwhelming debt. The leaked footage begins with Mayweather being questioned about his tax records, revealing that his tax troubles date back to 2017. During the interrogation, he was seen discussing efforts he had made over the years to settle his tax obligations, particularly following his high-profile battle.
Did some debt from these books to this company, and we bankrupted the company, and then, you know, like it was just accounting kind of shifting things around.
reports. You mentioned $100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten $100 million for a fight, and not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130. Wow. There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year over Cristiano Ronaldo.
You think it's bullshit?
I know it is. And there's public companies they do business with. HBO would be one of them. Find an executive to back the claim. It's never happened and it won't be.
And how do you know it's bullshit?
Got the first call about this back in 2019, Mayweather said in the leaked footage. When I asked my lawyers to run the estimates, there were a lot of disagreements. The numbers were just too outrageous. So, I decided to let it go. He went on to explain that the issue resurfaced the following year, but this time it was taken more seriously. I ended up paying $10 million without even getting the exact estimates. That happened after I was taken into custody. Mayweather then admitted to finding ways to avoid detection in the years that followed. With the help of scammers he had paid, they helped forge fake tax documents so that when I didn't pay, it was almost impossible to trace, unless there was a deep investigation. That's part of why I ultimately decided to retire. The tax problems were just too overwhelming.
Floyd Mayweather has made a lot of money in his career. It appears he also owes a lot of money too. The boxer apparently owes $22.2 million in taxes from 2015. According to ESPN, the tax balance was unpaid as recently as March 6th of this year. Meanwhile, on Facebook he shared, "Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear." He added, "Uncle Sam received $26 million from me in 2015. He continued.
Floyd Mayweather also addressed the controversies surrounding his real estate investments, lawsuits involving high-end jewelry stores, and various fraudulent business dealings. These revelations came to light during an intense federal investigation, but it wasn't until one of the agents secretly recorded parts of his interrogation and leaked it on social media that the public got a glimpse into the situation.
So if you had to guess, what do you think's the most Floyd ever made in a fight?
Oh, I think that Floyd's he's probably made about 60 million before in one night, which is crazy numbers. Mike Tyson, to put in perspective, when he fought Michael Spinks, that was the biggest fight of all time. When that fight happened, and one got 30 million and one got 29, and that was backed publicly. And Diet Pepsi sponsored that fight. And I mean, some of those numbers were very public, but no, 100 million, 130 million, they just didn't happen.
Are they all lying?
Speaking on his issues with jewelers, Mayweather admitted, Yeah, I owe a lot of them, no doubt. But that was never the intention. I always plan to pay them back. It's not like I'm broke, I've still got millions. It's just that the money I have isn't enough to cover everything I've got going on right now.
Imagine him making more than 100 million.
Floyd is a household name.
Yeah. Yeah, I know people say that. I understand that.
Nah,
Floyd was not Muhammad Ali, and Floyd wasn't Mike Tyson.
Like 8.8 in one night, I'm like, I think Floyd could do a bunch of those.
No, I got it. I know. People think he made 130 in a night. I'm sharing with you he didn't.
Huh.
Yeah. And no boxer has. No boxer's ever made 130 million in one night. This is silly.
I think they even claim more than that.
Own real estate, Mayweather admitted. But it's not as serious or massive as people think. A lot of it was about encouraging others to invest in property. Some of the properties are tied to brand deals, and part of the agreement involves me claiming ownership for promotional purposes. But I don't just stop there.
No fighter in history of the world can't. I mean, it's a comical number to say. That's a comical number. $250 million to go and box?
Yeah.
From where would he possibly have gotten that money?
I mean, it's just pay-per-view buys, right? If you do 3 million pay-per-view buys, that's $60
Sure.
a buy.
275 million,
Well, that
according
would
to
be-
Forbes. Is Forbes not, I'm actually asking, is Forbes not reputable?
Forbes is not reputable on this. Yeah.
There, I go above and beyond. Floyd Mayweather, the former world boxing champion famously nicknamed Money, continues to be both a celebrated and controversial figure in the sports world and beyond. He's recently made headlines for a range of reasons, from his alleged vocal support for Israel to growing speculation about his financial downfall at the high of his career.
These 4 special timepieces right here come as a package. Forbes just done a crazy story on the Hue collection. I need you guys to go check it out. Now, when I travel, I like to take 7 watches, 7 Audi & Co watches. Now, I know in the past, I talked about 30 watches, 40 watches, but now it's all about the Hue collection and these 3 watches. Audi & Co, Let's Go, the Hue collection.
Mayweather earned a staggering $300 million in a single night during his fight against Manny Pacquiao, a bout that grossed over $500 million worldwide. But behind the glitz, glamour, and undefeated 50-0 record, a more troubling financial narrative is surfacing.
This is wild.
Well, and not to mention that could be proven, right? You just take the camera. You don't have to tell the audience it's sold out. Just take the camera and show us if it's sold out. I mean, it's as simple as doing that. Can I tell you one that's interesting? Floyd Mayweather, just before he came Floyd, he was Pretty Boy Floyd, in fact, at the time. The year was 2005. Portland, my hometown, and he fought Shambae Mitchell, who's a former world champion. So they fought
The tassel shorts.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Good memory, by the way. Gooseman promoted that.
One marred by unpaid taxes, outstanding wages, and allegations of real estate fraud. Mayweather's financial empire is showing serious cracks, wrote Chris from Boxing News on X. From IRS debts to lawsuits involving unpaid staff and property schemes, the money team doesn't seem as untouchable as it once did. Despite the turmoil, Mayweather remains one of boxing's all-time greats. Renowned for his defensive mastery, sharp accuracy, and strategic brilliance, he secured 15 major world titles across 5 weight classes, from super featherweight to light middleweight. While Mayweather often promoted his extravagant lifestyle as motivational, financial experts have drawn parallels between his spending habits and those of other athletes who eventually lost their fortunes.
Of all the celebrities at the Super Bowl, Floyd Mayweather definitely had the most expensive outfit. Why? Because he was wearing an $18 million watch, the legendary Jacob & Co.
Still, staying true to form, Mayweather responded in typical flashy fashion, posting a photo of himself on social